What's up guys, Tommy here, and today I am bringing you my first ever Pokemon Black Wi-Fi battle, and since it's the first one, I figured I better give this little intro at the start here. But if you want to skip straight to the battle, I'll put an annotation here saying where you need to skip to. But anyways, this is a battle against Dominicatron, aka CasadorPerfect, aka Chris, and Chris has helped me out a lot in setting this all up, as in getting all the render settings right, the emulator, generating the Pokemon, all that kind of thing. So just want to thank him for all that help he's given me, and for the battle itself. You've been a big help, Chris. Check him out in the description if you want to go see. He's a very experienced Pokemon battler. And, well, you can imagine what's going to happen in this battle, but don't want to spoil it just yet. But anyways, this is the battle here, and the way I play, you know, I am very new to the whole competitive scene. I've never built a team before. I've never had a competitive match before. So, really, I'm just testing out the waters, you know, seeing what I'm doing, you know, experimenting a little bit. So, the Pokemon in this team are not necessarily ones that you would think would be good in a battle. Like, I pick the ones I like, basically. The ones I like the look of, or it's like, oh, that one has a nice name, I'll pick that one, you know. I didn't exactly pick a good team, or one that I thought had particularly good synergy, but yeah, generally, I'm going to stick to the kind of RU and NU tiers, I imagine, because, well, I guess RU is NU in this generation, but the kind of tiers where the Pokemon aren't shown that all that much, because I think there's a lot more variety and a lot more entertainment value to be got out of those tiers, but, you know, that's my personal opinion anyways, but I'll try and get a mixture of Pokemon gameplay. And yeah, anyways, so if you like this kind of thing, then please leave me some feedback, and let's get on with the battle. Alright, by the way, do you guys prefer having the background music there, or would you rather I just have my voice and nothing else? I would have the game sound in, but it kind of messes up when you're recording the emulator at super slow motion, and you have to sort of compress it down to obviously make it into a reasonable length video. But anyways, I lead off with my Gorbis, and he leads off with a Gligar, and I know this thing's going to set up Stealth Rocks, but I really don't care too much. My team isn't that weak to Stealth Rocks, and I set up a Shell Smash. Almost tripped up on those words there. Shell Smash. She sells seashells on the seashore. Set up a Shell Smash, and I've got the White Herb there to remove the defense and special defense drops. And, you know, I didn't know what this thing could do. What I should have done here is actually set up another Shell Smash to get a better sweep going, but I decided just to finish it off with a Scald for some reason. I guess I was so eager to actually kill something that I just went and got on with it, but what I could have done here is actually set up another Shell Smash and actually baton pass out to something else. So that was my first mistake of the game, and I actually thought after one Shell Smash that I'd be able to outspeed this Sceptile, but I kind of forgot that Sceptile has really high base speed and Gorbis does not, so that was the main problem here. So he finishes off with a Leaf Blade. We don't think that crit actually mattered there because obviously it's a Leaf Blade. Gorbis doesn't have the best defenses, and he had the Grass Gem as well, so that obviously boosted the power. Anyways, I send out Aunt Jane to scare him off, and I don't know where the name Aunt Jane come from. I mean, I don't have any relatives called Jane. I mean, honestly, I don't know anyone called Jane, so I guess the name just popped out to me and said, this Pokemon should be called Aunt Jane, but anyways, I go for the Swords Dance here, predicting the switch, and he goes into Armaldo. I just kill it off with a Leaf Blade, and here he actually switches into his Doug Trio. Now, this is my next mistake of the game. On this Leavanny, I carry Swords Dance, X-Scissor, Leaf Blade, and Me First. Now, the reason I put Me First on there is because I know they have these kind of, like, either priority move sweepers or, you know, revenge killers that have really high base speed, like Doug Trio, and I thought that Me First was actually a priority move, so I was thinking, oh, no worries, no matter what he does, I can just use Me First, and I'll be able to use it before he does, since I know Doug Trio is physical, but obviously that is not the case. That is my very noobish move on my part. Like I said, I'm still really new to the metagame. So I'll send in Hariyama to scare him off, and I should have gone straight for the Belly Drum to boost my power here, but I think I go for a safe close combat, but not to over-predict too much. He goes into Dust Noir to take the close combat, obviously, and I wasn't really fearing the Will-O-Wisp because I do have Guts on this guy. Then I actually go and do set up the Belly Drum. And let me tell you, Hariyama is an absolute monster of a Pokemon. I mean, look at that health, 500 health nearly. Obviously great attack, not the best of speed or defenses, but I do have the Bullet Punch on here. I think I carry Belly Drum, Bullet Punch, Close Combat, and Stone Edge. You see that Stone Edge I should probably change actually in a minute because I definitely don't have the best of luck when it comes to Stone Edge. So anyways, I get off the Belly Drum, I've got the leftovers here for a bit of recovery, and I think I'll go straight for the Stone Edge here to try and finish this thing off. I don't know if one Stone Edge would kill it or not, to be honest, but it would have at least done some decent damage, but I miss, and he gets off a Shadow Ball, obviously boosted by that Calm Mind. Puts me down to red health. I was actually surprised I lived that, to be honest, but I now go for the Bullet Punch, thinking that he has Shadow Sneak, because I think a Shadow Sneak would probably kill me from that range. And, you know, as it turns out, he doesn't actually have that. He just has the Shadow Ball. So I don't know what his other two moves were. He's got Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, and two others. Not really sure. I'm guessing Pain Split and Will-O-Wisp, but it kills me off with the Shadow Ball. That was another stupid move on my part. I just thought he had the Shadow Sneak, but obviously he's a special move attacker, so I bring in Cryogonal to take the Shadow Balls like an absolute monster because, you know, this thing has amazing special defense and speed, surprisingly, which you wouldn't think given it's a big block of ice, basically. I picked this thing basically because it reminds me of Crash Bandicoot, and I'm a big fan of Crash Bandicoot, so I go for this Cryogonal, by the way, is actually a Toxic Staller Cryogonal with Reflect, Recover, Toxic, and Ice Beam for some stab damage. So a little bit of a Stalwart here, not too much going on. I'll set up the Reflect, I'll get off a Recover here in a second, I think, but really there's not too much I can do to this Dust Noir, especially after he's got a Calm Mind up or two, however many he's got up. I think he tries to set up a little bit more of some more Calm Mind, so I decide to put an end to that, and I think in a second I actually switch to my other physical sweeper. Well, not much of a sweeper. I think the main problem with this team is I try to multitask my Pokemon too much. So in a second I switch to my Aggron, and this Aggron is my physical wall, but at the same time it's also sort of a physical sweeper. It's got a Choice Band, I think it's Adamant, and it's got Head Smash, Double Edge, Earthquake, and I believe Outrage. And I've got the ability that prevents the recoil damage from the Head Smash and the Double Edge, so it's all good. And he just goes for another Calm Mind. I think I go straight for the Head Smash. I am Choice Banded, so I want to lock myself into something that can take on most of his team, so I go straight for the Head Smash. And, you know, Head Smash on an Aggron should do a hell of a lot of damage, so I was expecting to one-hit kill this thing, but unfortunately I miss. That is just the way the cookie crumbles. He goes for Shadow Ball, which does a lot of damage after all those Calm Minds. And I am locked into Head Smash, obviously, so I just go for it again. Not wanting to switch out at all, I just go straight for another Head Smash. I just want to get this Dust Noir out the way as soon as possible. And I know as soon as I finish this thing off, the Doug Trio is just going to come in and revenge kill me, but there's really nothing I can do about it at this point. So I kill off the Dust Noir in one hit because Aggron is a monster, and he has beautiful blue eyes, as you can see. He then brings in the Doug Trio predictably, and he's got the Arena Trap ability, so there's absolutely nothing I can do about this incoming Earthquake. 4 times effective, Choice Band, absolutely beastly attack and speed, and obviously it's stab as well, so no chance of survival whatsoever. Anyways, I bring in Cryogonal because I figure since he's Choice Banded, well, I expect he is Choice Banded, I'm not exactly sure about that. I levitate over the Earthquake, obviously, and then he brings in Feraligatr, and I think, oh, now I'm definitely going to die. I set up the Reflect thinking it's not already set up, which obviously is, which is another noob move on my part, but I get the Toxic off on this guy, and I know he's going to set up either a Swords Dance or a Dragon Dance, but there's really not much I can do about it. Cryogonal, despite being an amazing special wall, has absolutely pitiful defenses. I think it's like less than 100 on this thing, so I don't think I'm going to be surviving many hits from this physical Feraligatr, so he sets up a Swords Dance and then goes for the Aqua Jet, which is easily going to one-hit kill this Cryogonal. And at this point, I think my last Pokemon I have left is Stunfisk, and Stunfisk is kind of a counterintuitive Pokemon because I put it there to counter water types, and yet it's part ground, so obviously it's weak to water at the same time. Brilliant logic, brilliant. So it is a 3-0 victory to Dominicatron. It was a good game, Chris, thanks very much for the battle, and like I said, feel free to check him out if you want to. And let me know if you want to see more Pokemon Wi-Fi battles, because I'm very much enjoying this game at the moment, and I hope you guys are too. We see poor little Stunfisk get one-hit killed by an Aqua Jet here, so I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.